Here comes Jared Brooks. 5 first-round finishes, 2 wins by KO, 5 wins by submission. And he has a 54% finishing rate. In 7 of 13, obviously looks very happy to be here competing in Dallas. Big smile on his face, throwing things out to the crowd there. But can you just take your shirt off so we can see that? What is a quite impressive six-pack, if I'm honest.
Official weight, 125.
But what about the tattoo?
I like his haircut as well. Michael Bisping inspired, I feel.
That is your haircut.
It is.
Sanchez.
There is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, Roberto Sanchez. He counts that as the strongest part of his game. Trains Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the great Vinicius Draculino Magalhães. And we saw his jiu-jitsu skills on full display in his last fight against a tough Jovi Sanchez.
Official weight, 126 for Mr. Sanchez.
Won by rear naked choke, and he'll be repping Houston, Texas, where he trains.
First fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen, Roberto Sanchez and Jared Brooks. The next fight takes place in the women's bantamweight division. ALDANA versus LUCIE PUDILOVA.
At 5 over last 6, LUCIE PUDILOVA has been preparing for this bout in her home country of the Czech Republic. She's been taking a lot of her conditioning workouts outdoors, running through the woods and up steep hills in her hometown, and sharing the journey on her social media.
First up on the scale, LUCIE PUDILOVA, official weight 134. And her opponent, IRENE ALDANA.
So IRENE ALDANA knows how to get bonuses. When she fought in Invicta, she got 3 performance bonuses over there. And in her UFC debut against Leslie Smith, she got fight of the night. Now, she actually didn't win that fight, but this is a woman who really knows how to throw down. In fact, we were supposed to see her in action last month at UFC 227 against Betch Correa. Betch had to pull out, but we have got IRENE ALDANA ready to go here tomorrow night.
Yeah, Irene's awesome to watch. She really is. Fantastic kicking game.
LUCIE PUDILOVA and IRENE ALDANA, ladies and gentlemen.
Dana has to pull Pudilova's fist away from Aldana's face. That's good.
The next fight takes place in the lightweight division. Jim Miller versus Alex White.
This is the first fight back from surgery for Alex the Spartan White. After about taking 2 months fully off with no training at all, he hit the gym. He feels fully confident in his skill set. He said if he's able to use his pressure the way he wants to, he thinks he'll finish Jim Miller in the 2nd round.
Official weight 155 for Mr. White. And his opponent, Jim Miller.
Guys, Jim Miller has so many fights in his career that the research packet on Jim Miller, it's like a book right now. Chapter 3. I mean, look at this. 30. This will be his 30th fight tomorrow night in the UFC. That is just amazing. To have that kind of desire and determination to remain fighting at the highest level just shows how successful and entertaining he has been throughout the years. Amazing.
Serious, Kenny? That will be his 30th fight.
30th UFC fight.
Hold on. Breaking news. He's beating my record.
Yes, 30th UFC fight, my man.
Abandon the show. I'm not happy about it, if I'm quite honest. But I am happy to see Craig White walking in here, getting another chance. Craig White coming from Wales, the 2nd Welshman to grace the octagon. Of course, he made his debut against Neil Magny, took it on short notice. Didn't go his way, but as I say, he's back and got a chance of redemption. This is a guy that knows how to finish fights, so much so he has a 100% finishing rate. Wow. I don't care which way you slice it, Kenny. That is impressive.
Well, here is another veteran of the fight game, Diego Sanchez. Always intense, always down for a scrap. This is the last of the Mohicans from season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter. Has one of the biggest hearts in the game, and this should be fun. Has a lot of fights himself. 20.
Oh! You know that happened in Pride once with Heath Herring. An opponent kissed Heath Herring and Heath Herring knocked him out.
Fired up now.
Yeah.
As if he needed any help.
Next we move to the prelims on FX. We kick things off in the middleweight
Darren the Dentist Stewart, fighting out of East London. They call him the dentist, but they should call him the dancer. This guy's a ballet dancer, a contemporary dancer. Also won a salsa dancing championship. So, as I say, he calls himself the dentist. Not sure about that, but this guy has some serious moves. 5 fights in the octagon so far. Looking for a successful
official weight 185.5 for Mr. Stewart.
I want to dance off against him. I think I can beat him. I think I can beat him. There's Charles Byrd, another fighter representing Dallas, Texas, and I'm sure you'll hear a big pop from the crowd here. Prides himself on his Muay Thai. He won 2 fights by submission, though, on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, and then won by submission again in his UFC debut. So I think he's trying to throw people off, saying he's a striker, but then goes out there and submits everybody. So it should be a fun fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Byrd and Darren Stewart. The next fight takes place in the welterweight division. NEAL versus CAMACHO.
Frank Camacho walking in here, one of only 2 fighters to fight in the UFC coming from Guam. While he holds a 1-2 record in the promotion, each fight was amazing, and he was given a Fight of the Night award. In fact, he's tied with Yoshihiro Akiyama and Justin Gage for most consecutive Fight of the Night awards to begin a UFC career. Also holds a brown belt in BJJ. He says it really takes 2 to tango. Hold on.
Official weight 171.
Yeah, he says he can't take all the credit for the Fight of the Night awards because it takes 2 to tango. So that's pretty level-headed of him, but certainly brings it every time.
There's Jeff Neal, Hands of Steel, another guy representing Dallas, Texas, and I'm sure he'll definitely be buoyed by the hometown crowd for sure. Actually earned a UFC contract. He's another guy earned a UFC contract by being on Dana White's Contender Series. Has a win by submission over Brian Camogie back in February. And he gets off to a fast start as well. Has 5 finishes in the first round, has 5 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission.
Might also be extra fired up because they were initially scheduled to be on Fight Pass, and now they get to be on FX, so that's how it's going.
The next fight takes place in the bantamweight division. Aljamain Sterling versus CODY.
Looking for his 11th victory in a row, Cody Stamann is hoping to prove a point here in Dallas. While he's undefeated inside the octagon at 3-0, he said it is time for a finish. Those have been 3 decisions. He wants to finish number 8, Aljamain Sterling, and prove a point at bantamweight.
And his opponent, Aljamain Sterling.
There is Aljo, who is trained by veteran trainer Ray Longo and former UFC welterweight champion Matt Serra. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, a 2-time All-American wrestler at SUNY Portland. He's been working very hard on his striking skills, but is definitely best known as a grappler. And Ray Longo says this all the time. He says, listen, if he can just show what he can do in the training room, what he can, replicate that same thing in the octagon, this is a guy who can be a world champ at 135 pounds.
So a man of many skills, and also a man of many chains.
Well, by the way,
He takes off 1 gold chain, removes his shirt, and he has another one.
Well, Ray looked very good.
Oh.
Ray is pulling it off.
Yes.
Now, these two have some history. You know, they kind of smack-talked with each other before. And now that they're actually going to put it on the line, I think we're going to get a great fight.
I agree.
Nice.
He's pointing to his elbow. He said in an MMA Junkie interview he's going to put some extra stank on those elbows for Cody.
Prelims in the women's strawweight division. CARLA ESPARZA versus TATIANA SUAREZ.
The Ultimate Fighter Season 23 winner Tatiana Suarez is undefeated at 7-0. And as someone who has trained for the Olympic Games in wrestling, she said she's really excited for this matchup with fellow wrestler and former champion CARLA ESPARZA.
Official weight 115 for Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah, Tatiana was trying to go to the Olympics, found out she had thyroid cancer, and that stifled that dream.
Strawweight champion of the world,
herself. And here is her opponent, CARLA, who was the first Invicta strawweight champion and also the first UFC champion in that division as well. Of course, we know that she was on The Ultimate Fighter. She was on Anthony Pettis' team. She beat Rose Namajunas to take that title. You know, and CARLA actually, one thing she was really fired up about, there were 4 female fights on this card. Now, of course, there's 3 with us losing the co-main event, the initial co-main event. But CARLA is someone who has really always been very fired up about women's MMA and is really just really excited to be a part of this card.
They call her the Cookie Monster. I think I can eat more cookies than her, guys.
I think
what do you
can
think?
Too. I know you can. All right, hitting the scale next will be the 10 fighters on the pay-per-view main card, starting with a welterweight affair between ABDUL, RAZAK, ALHASSAN, and NIKO Price. Ken Flo, what do you know about NIKO Price?
I know he can knock people out from his back with hammer fists. I definitely know that. That was crazy. That's what happened in his last fight, showing off his power and his tenaciousness. He has an excellent record at 12-1 and 1 no contest. This guy loves to fight, and I expect his fight against ALHASSAN to be a very exciting one tomorrow night.
Well, you know what, Ken? It's funny you mention people having the ability to knock people out, because if there's one thing that this guy can do, ABDUL RAZAK ALHASSAN, is knock people out and knock them out quickly. All of his wins, every single one of them, 9, have come inside the first round by way of knockout. So this guy, serious firepower in the hands. Typically, it's the right hand, the straight right, the uppercut. If it hits you, you're in big trouble.
I'll be surprised if this one goes the distance.
Yeah, very heavy-handed. And actually, between the 2 of them, they have 20 stoppages.
Man.
So.
Big smile on Niko's face there.
It's also a big target, though. You know, ABDUL looks ready to try to knock that block off.
Next, we move to the bantamweight division. Jimmie Rivera versus John Dodson.
We're used to seeing John Dodson very upbeat, especially during fight week. But this week, as soon as he started speaking about opponent Jimmie Rivera, his entire demeanor changed. He said Rivera does not respect him, but he plans on earning his respect. He predicts a knockout in this fight.
Official weight, 135.5 for Mr. Dodson.
Went out with a pretty decent-sized throw. I was actually hoping he was going to fight with it, but...
And his opponent, Jimmie Rivera.
Well, Jimmie Rivera doesn't need what I would call a stupid haircut, Karen, to get a tip.
Really? Okay.
His fighting does it. It was a little annoying, John Dodson's haircut this week. Here's a guy, I think he was on a 25 win streak up until losing to Marlon Moraes recently. True veteran of the sport, very, very talented, fought for all the smaller organizations. Beating guys like Thomas Almeida, Uriah Faber, Lurie Alcantara, Pedro Munoz, to name but a few. So, John Dodson, hair, good hair, bad hair, either way, has got his hands full.
It's a very good fight. See, I kind of figured maybe he was channeling Kaepernick this week, but I don't know, I could be wrong. That was just my guess.
Nothing against Afro, it's just the way John Dodson presented it. With the grin on the face.
Featherweight division, Zabit Magomedsharipov versus Brandon Davis.
There is Brandon Davis. And on a recent post-fight interview, Killer B said he's willing to fight anyone at any time, and he obviously means it because he is taking this fight on short notice and taking it against a very dangerous fighter in Magomedsharipov. He's an aggressive fighter, and this has the potential to be fight of the night tomorrow. Just the way that these guys match up, man. This is going to be fun.
From Mr. Davis.
Brought the flag with him.
Yep.
Murranga, right?
Murranga.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. But I do know about Zabit Magomedsharipov. This guy is unbelievable. He's off to a great start in his UFC career. But if you watch his fights, if you look at his highlights on YouTube, it seems like he can do everything. He's very creative with his striking, very inventive. Great sambo, excellent takedowns, submissions for days. Yeah, the full package, of course. The hype is real. He's doing very well. If you don't know his name, you will soon.
How does he make 146 pounds?
I'm going to say
6'1" or so, right?
Great difficulty.
I want to know how Michael Bisping said Zabit Magomedsharipov. That's what I want.
Because I'm a genius.
Jessica
Spell genius, Mike.
versus KAROLINA.
Former strawweight title contender Karolina KOWALKIEWICZ believes her road back to the belt starts right now. She believes the winner of this fight between her and Jessica Andrade will be meeting Rose Namajunas for another shot at that strawweight belt.
So, of course, folks, this is our new co-main event. We did have Nico Montano versus Valentina Shevchenko scheduled. We are able to replace that with another very, very, very good female fight. Of course, most people are thinking that this is a #1 contender fight. Karolina KOWALKIEWICZ, of course, has fought Rose Namajunas before and actually beat her by split decision. Jessica Andrade has not fought Rose Namajunas yet, though. But, of course, when we look at Jessica Andrade, again, talking about the #1 contender fight, she basically has said, how could this not be? Who is more ready for a title fight than the two of us? She does, of course, believe she'll be victorious. She beat Claudia Gadelha. She beat Tecia Torres. Jessica Andrade is such a focused woman who used to fight up at a bantamweight at 135 pounds, and she was getting wins there. This is a very, very powerful woman. Expect a great fight from her.
And Jessica Andrade, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's take a closer look at the two men involved in the main event of the evening.
I'm not scared of anyone. From the minute I started mixed martial arts, I knew I was going to be the best fighter in the world. The rise has been a lot faster than people expected, and even myself, I have just ran through everyone.
Oh, look at that! Beautiful work! Cowboys turned away from his opponent. Marco, take a look! What a stoppage!
Darren Till shocks the world! And Darren Till has taken out a legend. I believe I'm the best fighter alive. I say it time and time again, and I believe it.
I am going to be the champion at some point. For me, it's not if, it's when. I feel indestructible.
Ladies and gentlemen, a superstar in the making, Darren Till!
I'm a light heavyweight fighting in the welterweight division. Look how powerful I am.
Dick, man, he is eating. He's out. He's out.
I am the best striker in the welterweight division. In fact, in the whole of the UFC, I am the best.
Who does the gorilla want next?
Everyone and anyone, I don't care. I'm not scared of anyone. They're all getting it.
People are going to eventually start getting it, that I'm not letting these young kids come up and make their name off me. This is my throne.
Tyron Woodley!
It's going to be very difficult for any of these welterweights. I'll be undeniably one of the best welterweights, if not the best welterweight that ever graced the octagon, and that's my goal. This belt ain't going anywhere until I get done fighting.
Oh, he tagged him! Big shot! It is all over! Tyron Woodley!
He don't have the experience I've had. He hasn't been in there with the killers I've been in there with. I fought fight for this belt. Everybody think they want something until they lock that octagon, and he gonna see it.
Woodley looking to finish! It is all over!
Talk whatever you want when you're not facing me, but when you're in my presence, you know that there's a presence and there's an energy to be reckoned with. I'm coming to completely destroy this man.
He's not gonna outstrike me. He's not gonna out-wrestle me. He's not gonna out-grind me. I'm gonna just let him talk the talk.
Respect as the champion, but you know I'm still coming to knock him clean out on September 8th.
Because at the end of the day, when they lock the cage, I'm still gonna do the same thing. Whoop his
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, Darren Till!
Well, of course, coming from Liverpool, Darren Till, there's a lot of talk about him making weight.
Official weight, 169!
He absolutely breezed it, came in a pound under, which I expected no less. I think it was ridiculous to assume he was not going to make weight for a title fight. Biggest fight of his life, of course he was going to make weight.
Well, here's Tyron Woodley, who often gets praised for his athletic abilities, but I think really what makes Woodley great, and Darren Till, I said the same thing, is really his intelligence as a fighter. He has an excellent ability to break down his opponent's tendencies, and he can balance patience and finishing ability quite well, coming off a 13-month layoff due to shoulder injury, and says he's ready to make a statement tomorrow night. This could be a good stare down here.
Ooh. That's what Darren does all the time. Puts his hands out, makes himself bigger.
The gorilla.
I'm here with the challenger, Darren Till. Darren, this is the big one. the biggest fight of your young career, a shot at the title against one of the best champions in the welterweight division. Give us your thoughts on what tomorrow night means to you.
Everything you just said, the biggest night, the biggest fight, the biggest test against one of the best to ever do in the welterweight division. And I am fucking coming to have war. War!
Good luck to you, sir. Darren Till, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with the champ, Tyron Woodley. Tyron, another young, hungry challenger coming to take your belt. What does this fight mean to you, and what do you think about tomorrow night?
I'm the greatest welterweight of all time. Another young challenger is going to attempt. Many have tried, many have been denied. Greatest welterweight of all time. You guys will see tomorrow.
Good luck to you, sir. The champ, ladies and gentlemen, Tyron Woodley. Thank you, Dallas. We'll see you all tomorrow night.
All right, thank you, Joe Rogan, for being our master of ceremonies. Welcome back to Los Angeles. So, Flo, obviously there was a height disparity there, and we know that the gorilla Darren Till always puts his hands up. Did you see some intensity there between the two for our main event?
Certainly from Darren Till. I think